But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this Azuri and what it has to offer here. But let's go into it. Elimination side. So this set is very important because if you lose this set, you're going to be out of today's tournament. So you know these players are going to be giving their all, of course, to stay into this top 6 here. So let's get straight deep into action here. We have Fang starting off on the guitars, whilst you're seeing KNX start off over on to the sword. And so far, I would say it's pretty even across the board.
Yeah, so far, like, just in neutral, like, no one's gotten really anything too deep off, and we're both in yellow. And there comes guitars. Nice read. With the ground pound to pick up some damage there. But just building damage right now, no really flashy strings yet. We're seeing Fang has a little bit of an advantage in the guitars, and KNX staying on the sword. We thought we'd get Scythe there. Are we going to see a swap? No, KNX just throwing the weapon as a to stun.
Probably an approach tool, to be honest here, but you know, I definitely was expecting KNX to probably be over onto the Scythe a little bit, but probably,
but that D-Light there will not take it because the weapon throw doesn't connect.
Yeah, now we're seeing Fang over onto the sword. Probably looking to get the cleanup onto KNX. KNX swapping over to the Scythe there. So both, you know, kind of opponents switching up their weapons there. Fang
and now
throws the weapon, doesn't land. Nice there, gets the stock out of there. Now has the guitars in hand. I mean, right now, Fang, if he needs to try to see if he can build a little bit of a lead with the, you know, a little bit of life he has left on this first stock here. Because KNX, I mean, he's kind of going to work with this Euros. He's making this Euro work somehow.
Yeah, not going easy. Not going to let KNX equalize that easily, and Fang taking down the edge. Let's see. Fang, KNX not able to get in and going for D-Light Dare, and that's D-Light Dare might have taken the KO at that damage. We'd have to see.
Yeah, I honestly think a D-Light recovery would have been a better, you know, option there from KNX, but definitely a misplay from him, and he's paying for it. Big side stick connects and leads to the KO, and just that defense once again is gonna come into play there because I didn't quite catch if he's running 3 or 4 defense. I would assume he's running
4 defense.
Okay, so he is running 4 defense, but I mean, still a low, you know, amount of defense, and
that will catch.
It's definitely gonna affect him huge here coming into this set, and Fang was able to basically take that stock simply because KNX did not go for the D-Light recovery there. He could have gotten the stock out of there and, you know, try to bring this one back, but now he's in a position where he's on his last stock here, and just, you know, it's looking, as time goes on, it just looks like it's in Fang's favor.
And whoa, Fang reversing off stage against that. That's that nice guitars there to take game 1.
Yep, definitely taking game number 1, and that's going to be Fang putting himself up on the board here on the hat. Let's have a look at these stats. 4.8 damage per engagement, 4.1 coming from KNX. I would say it's still pretty even across the board, but still, Fang definitely seemed that he had the upper hand, and it was definitely that misplay that, you know, I talked about from KNX. He wasn't able to capitalize onto that stock there, but yeah, just Fang, man, he just lived for so long. You look at that first stock. Look at that first stock on the graphic there, Jaguar. Such a massive first stock. So long he held that first stock for.
Yeah.
It was just too long. 148 seconds. That's more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Holding on to that, and it's like forcing the KNX to take risks to try to get that stock taken is basically you play more aggressive and then you get punished, and Azuri gets lots of extra credit, and as we saw, like Vegiro did good for a lot of aggressive things when behind, and that's how we got the took the last stocks and took game 1.
Yep, indeed. But the game is behind us. We're going to be going to game number 2 here. Same map, Miami Dome, but instead now, I mean, actually there's no swaps whatsoever. I thought, you know, there was going to be some change that's going to be coming in from KNX, but it's actually just going to be the same thing. Weapon starving now, Fang has to, you know, draw on arm. Free weapon, but KNX is going to be guarding that one. Fang slips by, picks up the guitars now. We're going to be seeing this guitars versus side, never mind. Guitars versus sword, I believe, matchup. KNX now picks up the sword, looking to build up some more damage, but he does have the upper hand.
And that piecing will connect.
Wow, and that knocks out as well too, Jaguar. And you know,
yeah, it was a unfortunate timing, I guess, on Fang. I guess Fang did see it coming, but it's always tricky to predict when those SIGs will end.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, you know, we talk about KNX's defense, but something we didn't talk about on the Jiro is specifically, I mean, the attack that Jiro has. I think, isn't it a very high attack, Legend? Do you remember how much?
It's just saying, I believe it was 6. They're running mirror stats here in this matchup. So same as Azuri.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the force on the signatures as well too. very high. And, KNX with that down stick was able to KO. And now, for the first time in this set, we're seeing KNX with a lead. And he's working with this lead, building this lead even more. And if I'm Fang now, I'll definitely be a little bit worried about this one.
And KNX just running over with Scythe there. So already up a stock and change. And that sidelight will send Fang over. Fang's still on the edge. That D-Sig does not catch. Weapon throw dodged, and so Fang has that. Not able to connect there. Fang, deep down there. Was Fang going to make it back? Ground pound doesn't hit. KNX knocked off there, and Fang is right on the wall to tag. And KNX still around. And KNX, not enough. Fang lingering on the wall. KNX staying on the edge there. Still not enough to knock out. That weapon throw, will Fang make it back? Fang does make it back. KNX can't knock off the bottom.
I mean...
And there's a good read on this. Good read of a dodge. And that will finally take the stock, but Fang has already in red.
Yeah, Jaguar, you can't stress that finally. They lived for so long. And KNX just racked up so much damage onto the second stock of Fang. It just looks like, man, KNX could definitely take this one out. But, I mean, he struggled so much to get that last blow that Fang was just able to get that first stock out of there. But, man, they're just living for so long. And that sidelight is going to be enough to get him out of there. But, I mean, look at the damage that Fang was able to rack up, even living in that deep red health on that second stock.
Yeah, absolutely. Already now on the goldenrod here. KNX dodging there this time. So KNX sitting on the edge. Fang makes it back. Let's see. And there, Fang going with guitars again. Not able to get too much off, but already KNX in red. Now probably looking for a KO option. That there will connect. And see, and Europe, a nice punish, and that D-Sig connects. Wow, what an option.
Indeed. I mean, these signature uses just coming in from...
And that catches! I don't believe that. That hitbox is something. But it did catch nonetheless, and that will be a KO, and we're on to the last stock now.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to talk about the signature usage from KNX, and then Fang ripped out that side sig, and it somehow worked. But, I mean, these signatures coming out from both players, I mean, like you said, same stats, so they definitely have some amazing sigs that you can use to get the KO out of there. And Fang just utilizing that to take out that second stock. But still, you look at kind of the stocks and the health that everyone's at. Fang, I mean, is at a deficit right now, and KNX, this is KNX's game to win here, but he needs to clean up onto Fang immediately before these explosive guitars, brings the game back into Fang's favor.
Yeah. Right now, not really. There's playing around each other in neutral right now. There's now KNX that end sig is not going to connect. Weapon throw connects. Fang will make it back. KNX not going to take any action there. Just edge guarding, and that Sarah is well placed for the KO, and we have equalized at 1 game apiece.
Yep, 1 game apiece. Definitely show kind of the skill of both of these players. Definitely evenly matched. And this is why
now we have the
set. How I was very interested in seeing how this set is gonna go. But one thing I didn't realize is I believe KNX and Fang, they played each other in the pools, in the round robin pools. Can you fact check me on that? I'm not sure if that's correct.
KNX did not play. They were in separate pools. So Fang played against Shogun.
Oh,
KNX was in the other pool.
Oh, I thought they were in the same pools. I can't be honest, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at that set, we definitely saw more damage output coming in from KNX. You see 4.5 compared to 2.7 coming in from Fang there. So, now he's gonna be swapping over to his main. We're gonna be seeing some Queen Eye action here. So I definitely think that Fang is gonna have a little bit of an easier time. But I mean, like I said at the start of this set here, I mean, I think defense is gonna come into play here for sure. The defense from both legends. Queen Eye obviously being the higher defense legend, compare that to the Jiro of 4 defense here. And then the signature power again. Fang signatures, I mean, it's, man, those side sigs, the down sigs, the end sigs, they hit, and you don't, sometimes you don't even expect it.
Right. Well, one downside of Queen Eye is the low speed. So we'll see how that manages, especially at something like Scythe.
Right.
Where you basically have fewer options, and that's going to make it there. Fang with a good punish of that end sig.
Yeah, well, we're not going to be seeing the side just as yet here. KNX starting off over on the sword. And so far, I mean, he has the lead, which is great for him. You know, he's definitely playing around Fang a little bit. Nice Ensig, though. The second time was able to catch it. Now we're seeing this side here that you talked about. You know, if KNX is, I think, able to kind of play around Fang, definitely kind of bait out those options from Fang, he can definitely try to capitalize this set and even put himself up 2-1, putting Fang on match point, building that extra pressure for him.
Right. So like right now, KNX on sword and landing a bunch of stuff there. Fang doesn't get the read on spear, but KNX on sword is also very formidable, like getting picked up with quite a bit of damage of punishing, and Fang just right on side sig on scythe there will catch. Let's see.
Nice KNX now.
Like, Fang is landing with side light, but not able to really connect any follow-ups yet. But we'll have to see. Like it's only a first stock. Maybe has to read a bit more to see like how to follow up with this, because spear is the first time being played in this match, so it may take a lot of adaptation to really get most effect out of that.
Yeah, one thing you'll learn about Fang Jaguar is when you keep on casting these European in-house tournaments is that Fang doesn't play his secondary weapon. He plays guitars 24/7. Like, I mean, with the Azuri, we definitely saw some more sword gameplay coming out from him. But when he's over on this Queen Nine, the way that he plays is just Qatar's gameplay every day. So if you're like a Qatar's enthusiast, this is your stream for you. Like this is just your thing. But getting back to the action here, Fang is actually the one at the deficit right now. KNX is doing a good job into order to kind of space Fang out. And you know, we talked about it kind of just if KNX is able to play around Fang a little bit and kind of just
that catches. Wow, that side sig is amazing on Qatars. Like it's one of Queen Nai's most formidable moves on this sig kit.
Yeah, definitely one of.
And that will take the whole stock, especially when you're so close to the edge.
And especially when you're on that low defense legend like Jiro. So I mean, KNX, he's gotta have to play this one safe because he's over on his last stock here. Fang took back the lead. I mean, KNX did start off with the lead here, and Fang is pushing his lead even more. There we go, that GC side stick here. KNX didn't get too much of a punish, but was able to get one move. Better than nothing, though. Nice, gets it there, goes for the weapon throw. Side stick to make it, well, made it back to the stage here. The down stick was hoping that catch here. D-Light Stare does connect. Queen Eye doesn't die, though, Jaguar.
Fang make it back? Oh, Fang will make it back, and gets the recovery to boot. So Fang still up nearly a whole stock, but there it goes. So Nyx and Orange, a little bit of catching up to do, but very much possible. This has been a really exciting game, and this side sig is outspaced.
100% here.
KNX not getting any follow-ups on that, and KNX avoids the D-Sig follow-up on after guitars there. There's KNX with it.
Still over onto the side here, trying to build up some damage here. Fang, though, I mean, he does have the lead, and he knows it. He charges it down.
There's the charge. D-Sig hits there from above. Wow, that's a way to take the game.
100%. Like, that's what I'm saying. I talked about it. I mean, the signature usages from Fang is just like, it's so bizarre. Like, he would go for these signatures like you wouldn't expect it to hit, and then it somehow hits like that down stick there. And I mean, just that's crazy. But still, I mean, now he has KNX onto match point, and like I said, this is a very important set here because we are on the elimination side. If Fang wins this one, that's gonna be it. But KNX is gonna be going home, so KNX has a lot to prove here. I mean, this is his first time on to stream. This is his first tournament with us, first in-house tournament with us. And I mean, he's proven so much so far, making it here into the top 6. And I mean, still, we don't want his journey to end just as yet here. And I'm sure Jaguar, I mean, you don't want his journey to end. I don't want his journey to end. I want to see this go to game 5 here. So let's see what's going to be, you know, KNX's adaptation to this Queen Nai pick from Fang.
3, 2, 1.
KNX still on Jiro. So we'll have to see. I think it's just a lot of it is like both SIGs that you have to really play around them because some of them are deceptive. Like I think KNX was trying to go for a punish, but those SIGs are always deceptively long, and so you can very much have something like that. The same thing with like Kaya's B SIG, which just keeps going on and on, and catches people.
Most definitely. Good call out there, but you know, starting off this set here, I think it's pretty even across the board. So definitely, I mean, could be anybody's game here. Still too early to tell just as yet, going into the first 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
But right now,
KNX
KNX,
showing some use on sword.
yeah, he's
And
controlling
there's
traffic
right
right
there.
now. Racking up some nice damage, getting some nice combos out of there. Just choosing to go on arm to get a nice little recovery. Nice side stick
Nice
connects.
sig to attach the
Leads to the
landing.
KO. And just like that, KNX now starting with a lead in this game. And this is definitely what we love to what we love to see. You see Fang, he immediately he picks up the weapon.
Throw away the sword. Throw away spear to get the guitars. That's what we're after.
That's just his game plan. It's so clean and clear cut. Like, if KNX can actually abuse that and, like, you know, just kind of like weapon starve him perhaps, you know, I definitely think he can push his lead even more here. But Fang, he's answering back over the guitars. He has his trusty guitars in hand. He could definitely, I'm expecting a signature here to get this stock out. I can't lie, either a signature or maybe some sort of recovery. But Fang's on edge right now, and KNX, look at this damage that he's able to rack up here, Jaguar. I think it's a pretty good lead that he has.
Yeah, almost a whole stock, and KNX going down there to get the ground pound, and Fang, that goes through the stage, and so sends KNX right away and finally takes the stock, but Fang is already in red. Fang wanting to keep the guitars there, gets them back, so Fang will also have guitars next, so that's a pretty good setup for someone who much strongly prefers guitars to spear.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're seeing why. Macking up a bit of damage there, but that I don't think Fang's gonna make it back, because that Fang already was out of options, so a well-spaced attack from Jiro to take the stock, and still up almost a whole stock.
Yeah.
Fang
It
has guitars.
seems like, you know, Fang's change over to this Queen Nai isn't too working out. KNX, he got him figured out already. Like we're seeing here, I mean, he's up a full stock right now, but, you know, KNX definitely has to kind of work with this lead. Look at that nice
Catching that.
Man, they just don't care at all. They don't care about options or anything. Fang just ripping out that NSYNC midway, stopping the side sig with just a
side sig. Wow.
Wow, that's just crazy. KNX though gets hit by the down sig.
And that gets like, I think KNX did dodge, but it catches just because dodging that is a pretty wide range D-sig when you start from stack, so it can be hard if you're dodging laterally. You're still going to be in the hitbox.
Yeah.
But we're both on the last stock now, and
still, you cannot count out Fang. I mean, the way that Fang has been playing his guitars, he can definitely bring this one back here, but this is definitely looking like KNX's game to win. All KNX needs to do is keep on with this aggression. Get this stock out of here as quickly as possible. You do not want Fang taking any more damage from you, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's looking for his weapon. He's looking for the sword. He gets a nice unarmed combo. He gets the sword in hand. He's looking for the combo. Hits the D-Light Tear. The weapon throw. Fang, can he make it back?
Is KNX not going to play tag on the wall to try to get that?
No, he wants to play this one here.
Still not disarmed.
There we go.
And now that weapon throw will take it.
Finally.
And we are going to game 5.
Yep, another game 5 here, Jaguar. Set like back-to-back game 5s. We saw in the winner's side where we saw Liz and who was it? Liz and Shimizu went to game 5 here. Now we're seeing KNX and Fang going to a game 5 as well. So
and we have another legend swap, just like in the previous match. Like now we're going back to a Suri.
Ooh.
For Fang.
You know, that kind of happened yesterday where we for the NA tournament where we saw I think it was Blaze versus Hydra in the winner's side where, you know, he swapped. Actually, no, it was Blaze versus Nick, my bad. Where he swapped back to an old legend, thinking that, you know, maybe if I had something, if I had, like, one of these, because I think it was, what was the pick? I think it was the Mordex and the Teska, right? And, you know, I definitely think it was, like, for his situation, it was, like, maybe in that, like, he thought about it in that situation, if he had like another weapon, maybe he could have gone that KO. And I think it's something like it's a similar situation that we're seeing here from Fang, because we didn't see a lot of spare gameplay coming in from Fang in either of those. Actually, we saw none, to be honest, because he immediately opted for the guitars. Maybe perhaps if he had the sword, he could clean up those stocks a little bit more, probably bring back the lead in his favor, and I mean things could have been differently, and we could have been seeing a 3-1 perhaps. But
yeah, well, Fang got sword and then threw it right away, and now has guitars here.
Yeah, but perhaps maybe, you know, that's Fang's game plan here. I don't know. Let's see. But like we're seeing, we're gonna be seeing a swap once again back over to the Zuri, which he started off this set with. Hopefully, you know, maybe it's a pick here. Starting off, I mean, the guitars.
Whoa, catching a lot with the guitars. Like, that's why Fang wants the guitars. And the catching of the SIG, too. God, it's catching a lot of dodges, and Fang has really picked up the first stock and is only in orange.
Yeah, this is such a massive lead coming in from Fang, but he's gonna have to be worried because, I mean, like we said in the start of the set, these are similar stat legends. You're not gonna have that defense to play around with, so he cannot depend on that too much. He's gonna have to be, you know, a little bit of mindful of that. You're not on that high defense legend anymore. You're on to something like a Zuri.
Yeah. Right now, KNX just spot dodging after the D-Light string starter. So not able to get too much, but so KNX is only in yellow, and one hit could take out Fang, and that won't take out Fang, but it's gonna be close, and it's on stage. Ground Pound's gonna hit the stage. Not able to get a kill confirm with sword just yet, and now KNX already in orange, and there's a kill confirm with GC D-Light recovery. So KNX already in orange. KNX already in orange. Now has Scythe.
Yeah, and I mean, just the damage output coming in from Fang, it seems like he can definitely take this stock out of here. KNX has to play this one safe, or perhaps, you know, get something huge. You know, it's kind of hard to be in this position where, you know, it's, you know, game 5, you know, you're on match point elimination side here, and right now you're down. So how does KNX bring this one back? We definitely need to see some explosivity coming in from him. He needs to take advantage of that side, probably go for some long strings, rack up some nice damage onto Fang, and get this second stock out of here immediately. I mean, you got to get this one quickly out of here without getting too much damage done to your last stock. Because you're going to need every bit of health for Fang when he goes down to his last. And he's doing a good job right now into controlling stage, I would say so, Jaguar.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just the one sort of thing like you can pick up really easily is like something on the edge. Like you can really get a lot of stuff, especially if you're on Scythe. You can get like an easy KO. You can get like an early KO without too much damage, and that could be something that, even if KNX is well behind, can still take game 5 in the set.
Well, I would say he's doing a good job right now. He's over on the side, and I know he's racked up some decent damage onto Fang. Fang currently on arm. KNX needs to get the stock here immediately. Gets the end line, but doesn't go for anything else. Fang opting to go on arm. I think he has a Qatar's Prime, I believe, so that's why he's going on arm. But he gets the Sair, lands a KO. KNX, though, he's still in a decent amount of health, but he's going to have to definitely be worried a little bit because he's going to have to take a whole fresh stock out of Fang. And there we go. Fresh Qatars is picked up by Fang. All Fang needs to do is rack up a little bit more damage, and then he has KNX into KO percentage. KNX, though, controlling the stage here, Jaguar. I mean, you could sense the pressure from both of these guys. You could sense the tension between both of these guys right now.
Absolutely. No one... It's game 5 in the elimination bracket. Of course they're both nervous.
I'd be nervous, and I'm even here on the caster's table.
Yeah.
But KNX, though, racking up some nice damage. Fang does have KNX on to kill percent. Gets the dare, nothing more. KNX, though, big Sair, and that's going to be it, Jaguar. Fang is going to be moving on in today's tournament. KNX is going to be going home, sadly, in a, I believe, fifth placement.
It's in the top 6, so it's tied for 5th.
Yeah, the tied for 5th. Sad. Well, I mean,
But
it's sad to see KNX going home.
Disappointed.
Yeah, I mean,
Should not be disappointed. Put up a really good fight against Shogun. It'll be very fun to see Shogun in the winners final coming up later, and KNX really putting up a fight all the way to game 5 against Fang. Really, it's a solid performance. I'm told it's their first time here, so really looking forward to seeing them in future tournaments too.
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely think KNX's future is bright.